it's not about the name, it's about what's right for the team and the club. And it feels like United are going down that road, which I think
Jamie Carragher of Liverpool worrying about what Manchester United are doing in the transfer window compared to Liverpool. Who'd have thought that? Listen to this.
It feels like for years they're always obsessed with this big name, and I worry a little bit about my own club with that, what we did last summer. And I said this, and I didn't really like it. It felt like a Real Madrid summer. It's exactly. We're going to get Ekatike, another striker for 80 million, even though we've got one for 125. This summer, it's all about Barcola. I'm like, what about the days we had before when we were building that team under Klopp and we were getting players who people weren't quite sure about and getting great value? I almost want to go back to that.
Liverpool legend talking about the mistakes that Liverpool made in their transfer window last summer. We all know they spent over 400 million. Carragher actually going on about there, finding the gems, finding the hidden gems that Klopp used to bring in, building that team, which effectively won Arne Slot the league title. Then they went and spent money. Then they fell off a cliff. There are similarities to what Manchester United did. And Carragher goes into United then and what they're doing this summer with the signings that they've made.
But what I would say about United is it doesn't feel like this summer they're on this mission to go and get this big name. Now, Santos coming in now, Andre Santos, who knows how he'll do. Tielemans, sort of what you might think, oh, clever, people not expecting that, something a little bit different. No, it's not about the name, it's about what's right for the team and the club. And it feels like United are going down that road, which I think is probably healthy for them before, because it just felt it was all about spending big and getting a big name and keeping the fans happy, but without any real idea about how it was going to work.
The one thing I will say about what Carragher has said there is, looking in from the outside, it's not your club, it's not the club you used to play for, you don't support them. It's always easier to say what should be done. It's always easier to comment on the mistakes that they've made. Now, I'm sure Jamie Carragher, and I've not got the footage of it, was talking up the signings that Liverpool were making last season. They were doubling down on the Championship when they'd not spent anything the season before. They've been in that sort of shadow of Manchester City, and now they've got the title. They're going for it like Arsenal are this season. I'm sure that was the line that Jamie Carragher was making. And it's easy for an opposition fan to come in and say something about another club like he is Manchester United here, because all that's been said about Manchester United is the mistakes that we've made. It's been well known for the last decade that United have overspent, have overpaid on players in terms of wages. The recruitment team hasn't been good enough, whereas Liverpool have had a structure, City, Arsenal, all of these teams around United have had a structure and they've bought sensibly, they've not overpaid. And Carragher is making some good points there, but these are the same points that we're all making as Manchester United fans at the moment. And look, looking at it from his point of view, I can see where he's coming from totally. I really can. I mean, where are you at? Obviously, I've said, get your comments in below on this. Do you agree with what Jamie Carragher is saying in terms of United being sensible? Is it a little bit too sensible for some people, though? Because some of the signings that United have made in the past, the big money ones, I mean, it's hard to remember a really good one for Manchester United that's worked out well for us. All you have to do is look into the time that Jamie Carragher is referring to there with Manchester United's past. Look at the top 5 Manchester United transfers in their history in terms of how much has been spent. And the message is quite clear there. You've got the likes of Paul Pogba. You've got Jadon Sancho. You've got Antony. You've got Lukaku. And you've got Harry Maguire. Now, not saying obviously Harry Maguire was a poor signing. Obviously, he's seen out his contract, got an extra one. So effectively, you could say that that was good investment. But how long and how much have them players impacted Manchester United that we've just mentioned there? And I think that's what Jamie Carragher's alluding to. Sancho was the next best thing to come through Germany. Obviously, Paul Pogba coming back to the club, they allowed him to leave for nothing, and then they brought him back for 89 million. You're looking at Antony. Why did we spend so much on him? And of course, you could even bring in transfers like Casemiro, overpaying for a player that was sort of coming to the twilight of his career. That worked out well for Manchester United. About 4 good years of Casemiro, but you can see why people are looking at United differently now. And from the outside, people might actually worry that United have got themselves together and are organised again. And that actually might be a good point to make, because there's a lot of United fans that are not happy with how much we're spending rather than the players that are coming in. Because Carragher just mentioned that Tielemans and Santos are actually good Premier League players that fit the system. Before we get back to the video, I want to talk to you about something that's really impressed me. Look at these transformations. Oh my days. Michael Owen, £40 lost on his plan. Anita, £60 more lost on hers. And Linda, £50 lost on her Oxford Natural plan. Let's make it clear, and I'm going to tell you this from my own experience, you have to put the work in yourself. You have to want to make these changes and healthier changes in your life. But people have kept asking me, since working with Oxford Natural, what is the difference? Why do day and night supplements with Oxford Natural make such a big change? Well, that's because normal supplements only have one ingredient. Oxford Natural's Optimum Day supplements have 7 different ingredients in them. Ingredients like citicoline to help mental clarity, green tea extract to help metabolism. And when your day is over, Optimum Night supplements kick in and give you an extra 6 ingredients like ashwagandha to help deal with everyday stress in life, lavender to give you a better sleep quality as well. Both supplements combine together to the ultimate 24-hour system to help you through your day. If you're thinking it is time to make a change, click on the link in the description of this video or scan the QR code on your screen to get 70% off your first order when using promo code AdamFC. Now let's get back to the video. Whichever way you look at it, since Ineos have come into Manchester United, the transfer activity around the club has changed. It's bringing in players not for big money. It's changing the wage structure. We've seen the update from Manchester United earlier on this week about how we actually give players more money for achieving more. Obviously, you have to contribute to Manchester United, play 60% of the previous season. If you get into the Champions League, you will get a 25% pay rise. There is incentives within United contracts now. It's more structured. It's less crazy. It's less circus and laughingstock type of football organisation for Manchester United. And it's obvious to see we were that bad before. It's easy for Jamie Carragher to open up on things like this about Manchester United because he shouldn't really be knowing what was going on. He shouldn't be looking at United this way. But this is where United have fallen, and they're slowly climbing back up. You could say that Jamie Carragher is just making a big deal out of this and obviously trying to say that this is right. Well, his club spend fortunes and stay ahead of United. But the point was proven last season. United were clear ahead of Liverpool in the Premier League. Their multi-millions did not help them. Manchester United going from no Champions League football to Champions League football and Premier League and other competitions this year is going to be difficult. But did Liverpool prove last year with an existing squad going from winning the league to spending multi-millions? And I know they needed to replace players as well in that, but spending what they did on big players, even players from the Premier League, failing miserably, does that show? And is that the point that Carragher's trying to make here? He's scared his team is doing what United used to do, and United are going the Jurgen Klopp way, which brought Liverpool right back into the fore and challenging again for the Premier League and the Champions League. Is looking from the outside actually a clearer way of looking at what's going on in football? Because we can all judge every other team as well as Jamie Carragher's judging Manchester United here. And last summer I said the same thing as everyone else. Liverpool are miles ahead. They're spending fortunes here, and this is how it needs to be. That last summer might be one of them one season wonder sort of things, as in it happens once and then doesn't happen again. We will see, won't we? But United structure has changed, and it's not for the worst as a lot of people are seeing it. There are actually United fans looking at this now and going, maybe this is going to work. Maybe we trust in what the other transfer windows have brought in and we don't need as much this summer. I think the only thing we've got to worry about is the depth and lack of it if them injuries do come in. That's the big concern for United. But there is time left in the window. So far, so good when you look from the outside, though. Fans are trying to laugh at Manchester United and what we're doing in terms of what we're spending. But have we already got a good enough squad to challenge with them extra little bits coming in maybe? Up to you. Get into the comment section. Let me know what you think, everybody. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Adam FC, and we'll see you all in the next video.